5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Again, very warm good afternoon to everyone watching this session. Yesterday, I was on a break and I thought that when I come back, India's situation will be a bit different and they will be dominating. But today, as I speak, India at stumps are 98 for 2, chasing a mammoth total of 407. Yes, 407. So they are still 309 runs behind the target as Australia started the day, and they made 312 runs for 6 wickets as they declared their second innings. Some fine 50s from Labuschagne, Steve Smith, and at the end, Chris Green up the ante. So this is what happened in the day. Some very crucial points as far as some racial abuse from the spectators sitting in the ground is concerned. So we'll also look, or rather dwell into that topic as well. So before that, I'd like to add our expert. So we have Mr. Monty Panesar, Vinay Kumar, and Aditya with us. So hello everyone and welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So, Paji, starting with before coming on to the cricketing action, first of all, I'd like to dwell into the topic which I just now mentioned about the racial abuse, because the complaint was lodged yesterday that there were some fans hurling racial abuses on Mohammad Siraj, even commenting on his parentage. So, how do you see this, and what ICC should take the decision on this, because there needs to be a precedent which needs to be set.
Yeah, obviously, I think fans very I think they're monkey, and look, they should fine. There should be some sort of fine, take place, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. That was conducted, a while back. It's not really wrong, because they obviously it's the first time that they kind of look like beating India, and you can't have fans start racially abusing opposition, because then if future opposition come to Australia, the fans would think it's okay to abuse players when.
Okay. And today also we saw that there were some fans who were drunk. They also again started commenting on Siraj, and the game was at a halt as Indian skipper Ajinkya Rahane did talk with the umpires, and the security personnel did take an action on that, removing all those spectators who were creating that nonsense out of the park. So, do you think that they should be banned for life for entering any of the stadiums, and a strictest of the action should be taken?
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, I think any fan racially abuses an international sport should be banned, and then it should be listed. You should know who these people are. It's a very serious offence, and spectators should know the knowledge that in England that's what happens. With football, any player that gets caught, they get instant ban, and I think that's a very serious offence should take place.
Okay. So now coming to the cricketing action and what India did today. So 312 for 6 declared. Again, Steven Smith 81, Labuschagne 73, Chris Green down the order, good 84, which actually gave the momentum, swirled the momentum towards Australia. So 407 runs, but the way India were batting, they were again provided a steady start of 70 runs. And Rohit Sharma, again, brilliant innings of 52, but could not convert. Had he taken over his instincts for that full shot, India would have been in a better situation at 98. Paji.
Yeah, India would be in a great place, but that shot is definitely of a middle order batsman. Like, it's the end of the day, the kind of shot you don't really want to be playing them kind of shots, to be honest. And that's something that Rohit Sharma, his natural instinct is, to play shots, be an attacking player. And he did the hard work. He did the hard work, and there was a couple of bad umpiring decisions, which, with Pujara and Inverya early on, which, were kind of given out. But apart from that, I think, in India, I think definitely, Rohit Sharma should open because, the wickets suit. But yeah, it's an attitude, isn't it? It's a mentality thing. And then that's something that maybe Ravi Shastri needs to sort of work out and think, look, if Rohit Sharma is in that sort of position again, just send a message out to him.
There is,
Don't give your.
Okay, so as Paji mentioned, I'll come on to Varun. The kind of umpiring which we saw in not only in the series but throughout the tour. My question to you is, leave aside the way we saw the umpiring in the series, but why can't the umpires stay in the bio bubble? If the bio bubble is created for the players, why can't the 2 or 4 umpires stay in the bio bubble? Why is there a need for home umpiring? Why can't neutral umpires come and stay in the bio bubble?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you raised a good question. Obviously, umpires can stay in a bio bubble too. If the traveling team is staying in a bio bubble, so do the umpires can stay in a bio bubble. But when the cricket started post-Corona in England, it started in this way only. The team is traveling, but just to minimize the traveling people, and it started from that time onwards that ongoing series, the host country will officiate the matches by their umpires only. And these umpires are part of ICC development team. They are not they are not limited to their state-wise umpire, but they are the panel of ICC development umpires. So they are those umpires who are like very close to making to ICC elite panels. So if you're asking me, yes, they can create a bubble for neutral umpires, but still I will back this thing that if these umpires are getting a chance to officiate the matches, still, I mean, the level of umpiring we start getting that doubt of umpiring just because these days it's not about this series, but if we look into the past, there is also a lot of questions coming on umpiring just because the technology is exposing things. But if we look at the previous matches when there was not much of technologies were there, that time also reason were used to be here and there, but it used to taken as a part of a game. But now the thing is that when everything is visible through cameras, that nick is there, hotspot is there, but we must learn this. The umpire don't have that technology when they are standing in middle. You getting my point? They just fraction of second they have to take a decision. So at times things goes here and there. But yes, if you ask me about the bio bubble thing, that can be done on a serious note. That can be done the way the players are kept in the bio bubble. Obviously, the umpires can also be kept in a bio bubble system.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, so 1 or 2 decisions here and there can work, but there are too many decisions so often. Even once when an appeal was made for caught behind against Shubman Gill, it was clearly evident that it was the thigh pad, and umpire did give it not out, but also showed the signal tapping on his thigh that it was the thigh pad. So in this day and age of DRS, I think umpires are not allowed to do this. It is the fielding team who needs to make the decision whether to take the DRS or not. You cannot help.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I mean, see that decision, we can take the example of that decision that umpire given him not out, and after when the decision was called for DRS, and after that Gill was just he was just out for that particular decision. But in case there was no decision, obviously Gill got that survival from that decision. But for umpire concern, I believe yes, a lot of mistakes are coming out from the umpire. In fact, a lot of mistakes have been spot on from the umpires, because this is because of the technology. There's a technology, you can spot on the things, and that is why the person standing in the middle, he's facing such thing. And same thing, personally, I believe it's just like for a cricketer. Every batsman, every bowler, they are practicing day and out, but it doesn't mean that they're going to score century in every game. They are also getting out in different manners. The same way, they are human beings, they are tend to make mistakes. So personally, I will back the umpires who are standing in the middle, just because they are also human beings. But yes, of course, the things get wrong, or things get little worse when some constant decision are coming against umpiring. So that time umpire do come into that question list. So, but still, I believe they are doing their whatever best job they can do. They are doing, and technology is there, so obviously the players are getting relief because of the technology.
Yeah, it's almost evident that a referee will always back the umpires. So that was actually, I knew it will come from you. So now moving to Aditya, it is almost certain that in this series that the teams who drops most number of catches loses the match. And today also we saw 4 catches being dropped of Jasprit Bumrah, couple of drops by Vihari, one by Rohit Sharma in the slip. So, what's your take on India's fielding? Because not only in this series, but in the limited over series as well, we saw a lot of drops.
Throughout this series, there has been a pattern that teams are dropping catches, and today it's just got worse. I think there has to be some parameters, something. This can't get worse, because if you saw in the last match, Australia dropped more catches. That's why they lost. And in this match, and with the kind of today's performance, India just gave it away. So I think they need to tighten up a bit, because these things, because the less the error you make, the better placed you will be in the match.
Okay. Anurag is joining us from Patna. So welcome, Anurag. As a fan, you were quite disappointed the way India played yesterday. But what's your take today? Today, how much are you satisfied with India's performance today? I think he's disconnected. So coming to Paji. Paji, we've already yesterday there was a lot of talk about the ultra defensive mindset or approach by Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara, especially when Ajinkya Rahane was coming from a century which he made in the previous test match. So how do you see, or what's your advice that how they should approach tomorrow, Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara?
Yeah, it's they've got to play how they normally have done. You know, they in the first innings they managed to bat quite a long period of time, and this is for India it's going to be how many overs they can bat in tomorrow, and the impossible of batting the whole day out and drawing the test match will be a huge achievement, which at the moment I think a lot of people think it's unlikely that will be the case. But that for India to do that, they haven't got obviously Ravinder Jadeja. I think he's injured, so this partnership's crucial, and they've got the ability to do that. You know, both of them are very much understand each other's games and also the conditions. But with a 50-day pitch, you know, in variable bounce, it's always going to be quite difficult. But you just never know. You know, and, Test cricket is, you know, the best form of the game, and tomorrow hopefully it's a reason to celebrate why Test cricket is still a cricket the best, even though IPL is huge in India. I think if India can draw the Test match tomorrow, it would really, you know, emphasize again in India, especially, you know, to the cricket fans, why Test cricket is the best form of the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned about Ravindra Jadeja. So Rishabh Pant is also in a lot of pain after he was hit by a bouncer of Mitchell Stark or Josh Hazelwood. I think one of them he got hit, so he went for scans. Hopefully, or rather, with the grace of Almighty, he's not fractured his arm or thumb, but we saw Ridhiman Saha in the field as the substitute, so he's also in a lot of pain. Anurag, even Rishabh Pant. So, how do you see India's performance today? Quite disappointed with the yesterday's performance, but what's your take on today's performance?
Yes, I was happy with the way Indians were bowling at first, but after that they leaked a lot of runs. So that shouldn't have been the case. I hope tomorrow they only need to score 100 runs per session. This match is not going to be a draw. This is going to be a win or loss situation. So I hope Pujara and Rahane both remain positive. That's the way India can get out of this.
Okay, and that's what Paji also mentioned, that so they should approach for the runs and not just bog down and go into a shell. As Paji, this is what you mean? Said that they should look for runs.
Yeah, look, you know, for India obviously to win the Test match, they would need a lot, you know, wickets at the back end. Really, you know, if that first session, not the first session, the first hour, like we call it. Look, ideally, you know, you need India to be in a position at T where they've got kind of wickets in hand, and effectively they're like 3 down at the moment. You know, like I said earlier, with Jadeja not being able to bat. So yeah, if India want to win, then they've got to bat out a lot of overs, you know, without losing many wickets. That's got to be their sort of you know, position. So they're in a position where they've kind of earned the right to think, right, guys, we've done the hard yards, we haven't lost the wickets. Now, you know, that mentality of thinking, right, can we win this Test match? You know, they can probably, you know, think, you know, at tea time, but it's about batting the overs first to get into that position to think, right now, can we win the Test match or not?
Okay, so one more question, that how do you see the role of Nathan Lyon tomorrow due to the wear and tear in the surface, and how much careful Indian batsmen should be against Nathan Lyon?
Yeah, Nathan Lyon's going to be, you know, a threat, especially on a 5th-day pitch. The ball, you know, there'll be invariable bounce. There will be some balls which, like, you know, we saw today, you know, you kind of think, oh, the pitch is really flat. This is really easy to bat on. And then suddenly you're going to get one off from the rough surface, you know, hit some of the sort of, you know, the dirt. And then when the ball sort of bites a little bit, suddenly it'll pop up, you know, unexpectedly. And I think that's the ball that's going to probably, you know, get the Indian batsman out. So it's not going to be an easy task. It never is an easy task to bat on a 15 pitch. But it's look, it looks. You look at the whole kind of match situation. You know, they need over 300 runs to win. They're playing with 10 men. Invariable bounce on a 5-day pitch. You know, it's hugely favouring Australia to win the Test match. So it's going to require a lot of hard work. But look, you know, cricket's a funny old game. You know, we all know that if you can sort of not look too far ahead and play, you know, each ball as it comes, suddenly you're in a much stronger position than you thought previously. So it's really important to have that kind of mindset, you know, when the conditions are not in your favour. Like, I'm only good as my next ball I'm facing, and that's all they can do, you know. Like, you kind of like got to ask yourself the question, you know, could I be the hero tomorrow for India? You know, and I think that's the sort of opportunity and mindset that these Indian players have. You know, just imagine this time tomorrow we're talking and we're saying, yeah, India actually batted the whole day and it ended up being a draw. You know, that would be a huge positive for this Indian team.
Yeah. So Aditya, had you been in this position as the Indian team is, and as a batsman, what your thought process would be when you will step out to bat tomorrow? Had you been in this situation?
I would have planned to like play the first hour, and which is very important, and would like to see like mostly 1 or 2 wickets fall like till the tea session, and would look to target around 150 to 160 runs most probably. But I would break down into like small slots, like 5 overs, where we can just tick off the boxes, and most most preferably I would be precise on my footwork, because with the kind of wicket and the purchase Nathan Lyon is getting, it's really important that we don't get means as a batsman we don't get stuck on the wicket. Either we need to go forward uh, fully or get back totally. That's when we'll get the control. Because right now, if you see Pujara, he is getting a bit stuck. That's why they are means the Netherlands is very keen and interested in bowling to him. So these things matter. Otherwise, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So a last question before we wrap up, Varun. That what do you feel? What do you feel that who will emerge as a Masiha for India? Who will emerge as the savior for India? Or do you feel Australia will take it easily?
See, if you see the proceeding of the game so far, yes, Australia sitting on a driver's seat, and they are looking most favorite to go through to win this test match. But still, as Paji said, as Aditya mentioned, that see, cricket is a funny game, and it is still India's not out of the test match. Still, a lot of cricket has been left, and obviously tomorrow's day, whatever happened in last 4 days, what I believe now, the India must think whatever happened in last 4 days, there is no need to think about last 4 days. It's better to think about what is remaining in last day. And they have a target. They have a target of playing 90 overs. They have a target to achieve this much run. And obviously, they are not thinking straight away that we have to reach to that target. First is to bail out the first session, and they have to go session by session. Obviously, if Pujara and Rane, they are the best, you can say, technically best batsmen in the current batting lineup. And they both are there on crease, and they need to spend some good time. They need to take out the first session. And if India somehow manage to take out the first session, definitely then Australian team will get into some pressure. And we have seen in past also when there is a big partnership, team Australia tend to dropping down their shoulders. So it's very important that first session to be looked after very well by these two batsmen. And I believe what Smith and Labuschagne did for Australia, this is a time when Rahane and Pujara to stand up. And it most likely, what I also feel that Hanuman Vihari, his innings will be like make or break for him and for Team India also. And this is as Paji said, people can think about becoming a hero, and who knows, and one day he was just yesterday he was criticizing for his run out thing. Who knows, tomorrow he makes some big runs and bail out Team India, and suddenly he can become a big name. And these are the opportunities. These are the opportunities when a player goes from here to here. These are the kind of the opportunities, and we definitely, and we know his capabilities. He knows to build up long innings. He knows to stay on wicket. So still, I believe there's a lot of cricket left, and it's just important that the batsmen need to score some big runs, and definitely Pujara and Rane, one of them need to score big 100.
Yeah. So hopefully, as in the first innings, also a solid foundation was laid by the openers, but the building was too weak. So hopefully, in the second innings, again a steady foundation, steady start was provided by the openers, and everyone is hoping that the building also comes out strong with the rest of the batters chipping in. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot, Paji, Aditya, Varun, for joining, and all the viewers for staying in. We'll meet tomorrow and discuss the result, whatever it may be.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.